ILCP.
Part 3.
Woo.
Step 3 is setting objectives. An objective is a learning goal.
It states what you can do when you're finished.
And the format that we always use the objective starts with I can. So it's saying that you can do something at the end of your learning.
So your objectives are going to be what you want to be able to learn and do by the time you're finished with this project.
Very good, Ms. Berna.
Thank you, Mr. Pappas.
So these are my 3 objectives. So as you can see, they all begin with I can. These were not my initial objectives, but I kind of edited them as I went. So this is, so I started with I can objectives, and they changed as I got deeper into my research. So I ended up with these 3 objectives. I felt like with the materials that I found, the resources that I found, that I could confidently do these 3 things when I was done doing all my research.
Mr. Smine,
Mr. Pappas.
can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
How did you come up with your original objectives?
So my original objectives kind of came from what I was hoping to get out of the resources that I had. So I had done some scanning, I had done a little bit of learning based on the initial research that I did, and was really hoping to find some solid things so be able to do some things from the resources that I had. I actually had more objectives when I first started than when I finished because I wanted to focus on these 3.
So here are my 5 objectives. My objectives stayed the same throughout the whole project. These are just 5 things I really wanted to know after I started my initial research. This isn't everything you could possibly know. These are just the 5 things I wanted to know.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You started with like, hey, these are the things I really want to know, and then kind of tailored your research around what you really wanted to know.
Yes.
So sometimes your objectives will come out just by purely what you want to know and not out of your initial research.
Exactly.
Okay.
These are just things I wanted to know. And they
Cool.
didn't start out as I can statements. So, like, for example, the second and third objectives really came out of the question, why do people throw up? I just had to put them into a different format, which started as what I can do after I learned that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So these are my objectives. Basically, I started with just kind of doing my initial research on the physics of boxing and see what's out there, and I kind of noticed a trend where it talked about momentum and velocity, and I kind of use that information to tailor that around my objectives, and I found a little bit of information on how this will be helpful for a boxer, and I thought that would be a really cool thing to know by the end. So if you can see my third objective, I actually don't even use that in my final piece. I tossed that one. It just didn't seem associated with what else I was talking about. It seemed like an add-on, and it didn't really make sense, so I kind of tossed it at the end.
So it's okay to throw out an objective.
It was, yes, absolutely okay to throw one out or more.
What is there a minimum number of objectives we need?
3 to 5.
Yeah,
3
we
to 5.
recommend 3 to 5.
I went with a minimum.
I think I went with the maximum.
And I went with the minimum, so me and Mr. Samayan are...
Is there a problem with having too many objectives?
Yes, because I think the time frame that we're looking at with this project, if you have too many objectives, it's great that you want to learn that many things, but it ends up being too difficult to fit it in the time frame that we're giving you for the project, and also too difficult to fit too many objectives into one assessment.
True.
That's fun.
All right.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Have fun.
See ya.